nothing, just hop straight into it. Because Wednesday I was sitting here, I was moving, and I got a text from Alan to check Instagram. I check Instagram, and I see that Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua have announced a fight, or not announced a fight, but they have agreed to a fight. This is
Dude, it
insane.
looks like
This is wild.
dude, I
This is
don't
what
know. I don't know how I feel about this one. This
I don't know either. I don't
like
know either.
like fight wise, like I'm hyped. I'm hyped, but like for Jake, this is
I'm
not
scared.
a
I'm scared
step.
for him.
You can't go from training for a 135 pound, 5'5" guy to a 6'6", two hundred and
In,
twenty pound former unified heavyweight champion of the world.
in a
Not just
month's
anybody.
notice.
Anthony Joshua. I mean,
In a month's notice.
despite from his recent performances, like it's still Anthony Joshua. You can't compare Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul. Like that's crazy to me.
I mean, Anthony Joshua is, I would say he's the hardest hitting heavyweight in the division,
Yeah. Oh,
the
most
most
definitely.
knockout power, but he's also been chin checked.
A lot.
So that's very interesting. But first off, I do want to say I'm not saying it's not happening because I know MVP is really good at making fights that you would never actually expect to see. But there has been some things going around as of like today and yesterday that is not there's no deal yet. And I think even Eddie Hearn has said that in an interview. So
Yeah,
that is something to keep an eye on.
he did say that, but I did also see that he would not refuse a money fight deal for AJ because that would be
That's
ridiculous. Like, come on now.
yeah, a
Like,
big Netflix payday.
yeah,
And
easy tune up before a big 2026 for AJ. Hopefully, if we get that Tyson Fury fight. But yeah, I mean, Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua, that's big.
and that is one thing that I was gonna mention. Eddie says it's not happening. He shut down the rumors due to network issues. That's still the rumor. Is due to network issues because obviously Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn both have a fraction of DAZN and they have a tight relationship with DAZN, so they don't want to do a fight on Netflix. They want it to be strictly on DAZN. And obviously MVP, they have a tight relationship with Netflix, so they're going to want the fight on Netflix. But he's also said multiple times that Joshua could return in December in the United States, as well as saying his first fight will be an easy fight to knock off the rust. It all just kind of lines up. What
That's
other fight is
true.
he going to take in the US in December for an easy fight?
I wonder if they do end up doing it because I know Anthony Joshua does have an exclusive contract with the Zone to only fight on the Zone. So I hope they figure out those details out. But I want to see the fight.
I would
Honestly, I think I'm more excited for that fight than him versus Gervonta Davis, which
I am
actually
as
should
well.
have happened today. While we're
It would have
filming
been
this,
today. Would have
it
been
would have been
today.
today. It would have been today. So that would have been very interesting to see how that played out. But from the looks of it, looks like it's. I mean, everything like kind of points out to it being Joshua. I guess. I mean, we're about to find out because if the fight's gonna be in December, we should be finding out honestly around this time because it's November 14th, and there's rumors circulating that the fight will be December 19th, which is technically a month away. So you got to get promo, ticket sales, press conferences. Like I don't know how they're gonna do it if it's gonna be that soon, but that's the targeted date, I guess.
Yeah, that is one thing that I was going to say is MVP hasn't yet confirmed it. They have not made a post about it where about I think we're just a little over a month away, like a month and 4 days away from it, or a month and 5 days.
Yeah,
And I remember when the tank fight first got reported by Mike Coppinger, immediately after, it was like 2 hours after MVP made the fight poster, made the official post, it was official. And then when the Mike Tyson fight got announced by Coppinger, again, MVP within an hour, they made a post about it confirming it. But when the Canelo fight, you remember the Canelo and Jake Paul
yeah,
fight,
yeah,
when
yeah.
that one got announced by Coppinger, there was never a post by MVP. And we're kind of seeing the same thing here. So is this kind of something like that Canelo fight where it's kind of a premature confirmation and it's not really a done deal yet, so we don't really know what's going to happen? Or do we think this fight is like definitely happening?
I hope this fight gets done. I really hope this fight gets done.
I I'm so 50-50 on it because but one thing that is leaning towards thinking it will happen is MVP scrambling to find an opponent because they already have they have two December dates apparently like in the works with Netflix already, and one of them is December 19th. So they need to find an opponent within a month, and not many people are going to take a fight within less than a month, because if this fight doesn't get confirmed this week, then we're less than a month out. So it's going to be a short notice fight for whoever steps in. And what if they can't find an opponent? So
Ooh, that's I don't know. To me, I mean, I don't know any like I don't know any special details on it, but it feels and it kind of sounds like Netflix is forcing Jake to fight no matter what this year. Because I mean, it clearly looks like they didn't say the event. I mean, obviously it got canceled, but like a Jake event is getting not like. What I'm trying to say is, I feel like Jake's forced to fight this year, no matter what. I
yeah,
feel like it seems the obligation because, I mean, they're making him fight in less than a month, and I, I don't know from the feel of it, it looks like he's obligated to fight. I feel like Netflix is not gonna wait around for a next year fight. Like it looks like they have to find an opponent. That's how I feel. Like whether it's AJ, it's a big money fight. Like I feel like in a contract there's certain obligations that you gotta meet. Not saying that it's true, by the way. Again, not saying it's true, but that's what it feels like. Because I mean, MVP kind of does sound desperate to get an opponent for less than a month away. Like it's bound to happen. We're gonna see a fight, whether it's AJ, anyone else stepping in. I think we're gonna see it no matter what.
yeah, and to back that up with Netflix rushing it, I could see that as well because, like you just said, Jake went through an entire camp sparring to fight a lightweight. If you're really scrambling for opponents and can't find an opponent, I know there has been talks in the past about Jake and Anthony Joshua, but would you really go from a lightweight to a heavyweight within a month's notice? Or is this really the only opponent that they could even get in negotiations with right now? Because he, like I said, he went through a camp sparring lightweights like Ray Ford. He was sparring Shakur Stevenson. He was sparring, I think Zaquan Moses was there. Montana Love was there.
Yeah, Keyshawn
He was
Davis
getting
was there
ready to
too.
fight. Yeah, he was getting ready to fight Gervonta Davis. And then within a month's notice, you turn around and fight Anthony Joshua.
And
Like
I
I was
feel like
thinking it would be a Rolly Romero or like a Ryan
yeah,
Garcia.
I don't think Netflix would want to put a money up for a Tommy Fury rematch or yeah, it's a big fight for people that watch like Jake Paul specifically, obviously get his lick back against that one loss that he has, but I think Netflix is looking to cash out with a big money fight and who else to do it besides Tank or Joshua cuz I know Fury wouldn't sell out as much within a 1 month notice. You need a big star. You need a dancing partner, and I think that's what Netflix is pushing for a big name.
Yeah, and another thing that kind of concerns me about this one being on such short notice is this is more of a fight where I feel like if you're gonna do this fight, you want more of a full build up to it. You want a few months build up to market it.
Yeah,
And especially with Joshua being overseas, he's in the UK, and a lot of pretty much all of his fan base is in the UK as well. And they like to travel to see him. If he fights in the US, there's going to be a lot of people coming from the UK to the US. Especially with the holidays around, it's hard to travel into the US and even around the US. And
especially now. I don't know if you've
yeah,
seen, but a
especially
lot of
right
flights
now.
are getting canceled right now.
Yeah, yeah, there was a government shutdown. I think it's over now, but everything's still delayed. So it's
Yeah,
still hard, and it's probably going to be backed up even through the holidays because people travel a lot during the holidays. And my point is it going to be harder for Joshua's fans to get over here to the US to watch this fight? Because obviously they want to watch their guy fight, the guy that represents their country in the sport. So I don't know. I just it's hard for me to see Joshua really wanting to do this or even Eddie wanting to do this. But then again, if it is Netflix paying out this much money and they did work out something with the zone to allow him to fight on Netflix, I think it's I think it would definitely happen because the money's
yeah.
just
I
so
think I
good.
think it would be dumb to say no if you were like in Anthony Joshua's position and I saw a certain amount of money put up in front of you just for an easy tune up against Jake Paul. Like I don't see Eddie passing that if they can get through the obligations that they need to meet with like the zone and stuff. Like if it all makes sense for them contractually, I don't see why they wouldn't take the fight.
Yeah, and originally I was thinking it may be part Netflix, part the zone, like we'll see it broadcasted on
Yeah,
both.
yeah, yeah.
But I don't know if Netflix will want to do that
I don't
because
I
that I
don't
mean
think
that
so.
eliminates viewership from both of them. Even though I do think the majority of the viewership would still be on Netflix because it's cheaper than a DAZN subscription.
And I don't think the Zone would put Anthony Joshua on the Zone without being pay per view.
That is also a good point. I did not think of that.
Yeah,
So yeah, because he is
I
a
don't
pay-per-view
know.
worthy fighter, and that is really a pay-per-view worthy event if it were to be on DAZN. That's not a free DAZN fight because Jake's a pay-per-view seller. Anthony Joshua is a pay-per-view seller. You have the United States on Jake, or not necessarily on Jake's side, but you have Jake bringing in the U.S.
Yeah,
audience,
mainly, yeah.
and then you have Joshua bringing in the UK audience. So it's gonna get a lot of viewership. So
And
they would
AJ's
definitely
a
they would probably
big
do it a
star.
pay-per-view. He's
AJ,
massive in the
regardless,
UK.
AJ is a big, big, big star. Whether his
I mean,
wins, his losses, like even then, AJ's still selling out arenas.
we
No,
saw
not
a
arenas,
packed out Wembley.
stadiums.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Yeah,
saw a packed
stadiums.
out Wembley Stadium against Daniel Dubois. And that was another thing. I know when they previously had these talks with Jake and Joshua, they said that they wanted to do it in the UK, probably at Wembley, because they do think it's a stadium fight. And I think it could be a stadium fight as well in the UK. So to do it in a basketball arena in Miami is just, I don't know. Certain things are adding up, certain things aren't adding up. I don't know
Yeah,
what's
I
going
did.
on behind the scenes,
Yeah, I did see that they
but
were planning on looking at doing it in Miami again this time around in December,
yeah,
which is I don't know if many people are willing to travel to Miami in December. I mean,
I thought it
those
would be in New
fans.
York. I thought it would
Yeah,
be in New
yeah,
York,
I can
but
see it more in of a New York type of fight. I really can't see this fight taking place in Miami, but I guess the UK commission is getting involved. So I mean, if that's the only place they can approve it, so be it. Because it looks like they want to make it a real fight too.
yeah, I did hear that if it is going to happen, it is pro fight. It's a official pro fight, pro rules, everything. So, like championship regulations. So
That's gonna be
that's
interesting.
that is absolutely insane. Like I know we've seen Joshua get chin checked before. Imagine if Jake Paul lands something flush on Joshua's chin and Joshua goes down at some point in this fight. Talk about putting boxing on the map, boxing on every news station, every media outlet. That's going to be massive for the
Let me
sport.
ask you this: do you think Jake would have beaten Ngannou if they box?
See, I thought of this through the whole thing because I thought that was going to be the opponent. I thought that if it wasn't a lightweight, it would be Ngannou. I don't know.
I might
I don't
sound
know.
crazy, but
I
I
think it's
think Jake.
50-50.
I don't know. I think Jake. Cause look, I was
I
looking
think I
at
would lean Jake. I think I would lean Jake, but then
because Jake has been
Ngannou could punch.
boxing.
Yeah. And we
Ngannou,
saw,
yeah,
yeah.
like
I mean,
Ngannou's that.
when go
Go ahead.
ahead.
No, no,
No,
no.
you go.
Okay, I was gonna say like Ngannou. Yeah, he went 12 rounds with Tyson Fury, but then again, I feel like styles make fights. They're around the same height, same weight. I mean, Joshua's pretty. I mean, Ngannou's pretty stiff. Like he's not too quick, and I feel like Jake's the more lighter fighter compared to them, faster, quicker. Obviously has been boxing more, so naturally he's gonna be like he got the boxing skills. I don't know if he'd probably beat Ngannou, but I think it'd be a good match. So if that,
I think that's the fight. I think that should have been the fight to make. I think it's more of an evenly matchup than taking Joshua because I
yeah,
think there's just levels and I think Jake could I think there's serious injury risk here.
oh yeah,
I
no,
think there's major
like
injury risk
career major.
because think about it. Jake, he's not a natural heavyweight. Anthony
Not,
Joshua is a massive guy.
I know. I what Jake just last fought at what 190,
He
195
fought.
against
He
Chavez.
calls himself a cruiserweight. He kind of jumps all around. I think it was 95.
I
I think
think
it
they
was
met at like
95.
1995. Yeah, I think
And
that's
we
what they
saw him
met.
against Tyson. When he fought Tyson, he looked slower.
I think he
I
was
just don't
around
know.
220 at that time. I think
Yeah, I think he was
I
around
know
220,
I think they weighed around
235
the
is what I
same.
heard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just don't
Which
know.
actually happened a year ago today, by the way. No,
Oh
no.
yeah, it did.
Wait,
It
was
did.
it?
It did. It did. Yeah, it
Right?
did.
Did
It
it
did.
not? Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
So that's crazy.
I remember
We
seeing
could
that
have.
post now. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's
So
interesting. I mean, Miami. I think seeing the Tank fight would have been pretty fun. I'll be honest. I mean,
I think it would have been interesting.
I still would have liked to see how it played out. I guess
That's
I
really,
figure
yeah,
we're never gonna see that fight.
no,
I
it's
like
done.
no, no, it's
We
done. It's
might
done.
not ever see Tank again. I think Tank might be done.
I think Tank might be done too. I
Because
hope
what,
not.
like, what does Tank do next? He's not gonna fight Lamont, I don't think.
He's
He's
not.
not
He's
gonna
not.
fight Shakur.
I don't even think Lamont. Well, we'll see how it goes with his Pitbull fight coming up in December in a few weeks. But even then, I think Lamont got Shakur, Tio. If he wins at 140, I think he'll definitely stay at 140. Drop down
Yeah.
to one. I think Lamont, whether he wins or loses his next fight, I think he'll have a bunch of options. Same with Pitbull, but I don't see him returning for that Tank rematch. I
No,
don't think so.
I don't see it either. I think Tank was in this to get a massive paycheck and then just leave the sport. And now he just kind of screwed himself out of a massive payday. And
Yeah.
now
Well, I mean, I
everything's
feel
just
like
kind
he's
of a
gonna have to
mess.
come back and fight. I hope, but I
I
don't know.
hope he does. I hope he does because he's good for the sport in terms of fighting. Maybe the outside of the ring stuff is not the greatest, but in the ring he's good for the sport.
Yeah,
And
most definitely. I still
I
want
mean,
to
he
see
was
that
one of the only
Shakur fight.
pay-per-view stars we had left. And
Yeah, and the one of the most exciting fighters I think we've
he was,
recently had,
for sure. Because you could tune into a Tank fight and expect a knockout every single time.
or
So,
just expect to be entertained, like just in general. Like
exactly.
a tank fight, yeah, a tank fight day is pretty good for boxing. But I mean, we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah. But one more thing about the arena in Miami. Like I was saying, if you're not gonna do it in a stadium, why do it in an arena in Miami? The Joshua and Jake fight, by the way.
Yeah,
It's not the biggest market for fights. You could do it. You could have sold out Cowboy Stadium, I'm sure. Maybe not on a month's notice, but if you did a full build up to it, yeah. Like this fight has such big, like the gate to this fight has such big potential. Why would you do it on a month's notice? And if you are gonna do it in an arena, do it at Madison Square Garden or, I mean,
yeah. To
really
me, it's
just
so
Madison
odd that
Square
it's gonna be
Garden.
in Miami. Like
Yeah, really just Madison Square Garden.
I can kind of get Jake and Tank in Miami. Like okay, like yeah, that passes as it. Like okay, like
That
we do
makes
see that
sense.
fight.
That makes more
Yeah,
sense
yeah.
to me.
But Joshua and Jake in Miami in a basketball
Yeah.
arena, that doesn't make. I don't know. I
No.
feel like as a real promoter, I don't know if that would make sense for the right spot, the right arena. Like I don't know. But
Yeah.
then again, if it's a month's notice and they really think they might not be able to sell it and they want to go for something secure, like a small arena, I guess. But that's a New York fight. I don't
It's a
know.
New
It would
York or
just depend
Vegas
on
fight.
ticket prices. It would. I don't. I think it all just depends, especially if it's going to be a month's notice. It's going to be during the holiday season. The most popular holiday arguably is Christmas.
Yeah.
That's the one that people spend the most on. So
So
it's
yeah,
gonna be
I
it's gonna be
was
tough. It's gonna be tough to see if how they end up pulling it off.
I think it definitely does deserve to be in New York or Vegas, one of those two. That's it. I don't see it anywhere outside of there. Just the fact of seeing Anthony Joshua walk into a Miami arena, it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah,
There's just something off about it. But we'll see what goes on with that because there's a lot up in the air. And I mean, we should know in the next few days.
yeah.
But
Hopefully, like we should be knowing like right now.
we should be knowing within, yeah, we should be knowing in the morning because you that's just too big of a fight to do to it officially announced within a month. You
Yeah,
need more of a build up to it.
and they got to
But
put
anyway,
tickets on sale too,
what
ASAP.
is it? Oh yeah, yeah, tickets. That was another thing was the Tank. They said the Tank and Jake fight was they were struggling selling tickets. I don't know how
I
true that
saw
was.
that.
I
I saw
saw
that.
it. I saw it. I don't know how much of it was just taken up by resellers because I know that that will happen. But the ticket sales didn't look good, and I think a lot of
Mm.
people will tell you
I mean, they
that.
were cutting off the prices, so I mean, that should
Yeah,
tell you something. But to be fair, Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul sounds more interesting than Jake by
it
far,
does. It does
by
because
by a
people would
long run.
finally, yeah, people would probably finally get what they've been wanting to see for all these years. They want to tune in. They want to see Jake Paul get knocked out, and I think. If you want to see that, there's no better fight to watch
than this one.
than this one
Yeah.
because it's the odds are pretty they're stacked against Jake here. So